Growing up, I always felt like there was a part of me that I didn't or really couldn't quite connect with, and it took me years to understand why. My name is Chad Chavez. I'm half Nicaraguan. At least that's what my last name and the very few stories from my dad told me, but most wouldn't be able to guess that just by looking at me. When I was in middle school, I started asking my parents more questions. Questions about Nicaragua, about my dad, and about the side of our family's past. Unfortunately, my dad would always change the subject or give short, vague answers. It was frustrating. It was because I really wanted to understand this other part of my family and myself. I didn't understand why he kept so much to himself back then. It made me feel disconnected from the entire side of my identity. Almost like I didn't deserve to carry the name Chavez. To this day, I still really can't speak Spanish, and for a long time, that haunted me. Whether I was simply at a Hispanic restaurant or interacting with Hispanic classmates and peers, I felt like I was always missing something, like I didn't belong. It always comes back to the same feeling that I was a fraud, that I wore a last name I didn't deserve or even feel connected to. But I think recently, as in the past 2 or 3 years, I've started to accept who I am with what I have. I realize that my story and my connection to my Hispanic side doesn't have to look like anyone else's. It's mine, and that makes it important. I'm learning to be proud of my last name, of this half of my identity. Even if my path has been different from those around me, I've stopped trying to fit into someone else's mold. I'm Nicaraguan, I'm Hispanic, I'm Chad Chavez, and I'm proud of it. Even if I'm not the version people expect, I'm not a fraud. My story might not be perfect, but it's mine, and that's what makes it worth telling.